I want to tell every man and woman that's ever been scammed that I'm truly sorry. I'm sorry that I laughed, made fun of, and joked about how people could be so stupid to fall for a scam online. I always said I would never become one of those people. And then it happened to me. This is my encounter with an online scammer. I'll start off by saying I wasn't romanced. No, I didn't fall for love in some dashing man. I didn't fall for the love songs, the soft words, or the poems. No, but I was scammed. And I was made a fool of, and I lost everything. My story starts off at Facebook. I was in a bunch of groups, from TV show fan groups to crafting and medical herbalist groups. I'm a 68-year-old retired lady and spend a large part of my free time online. I met this scammer in a Facebook group dedicated to the TV show Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And if you're not aware, it's a police kind of comedy series that's on weekly TV. It's a great show, and I've been a fan for a long time. I found the group was fun to be in. We would comment on each episode, people would post things about the show, and I've met some friends and fans of the show who we became Facebook friends. One day, a post was made about the show, its renewal, and some of the actors' pay raises that they were getting for the new season. I made a comment in a joking way of how I wish I could make that kind of money and be close to Terry Crews, who, at the time, was my celebrity fantasy crush. Next thing I know, a man named Mark Brewer replied to my comment and told me that I could make thousands if I really wanted to. I replied with an LOL, laughing emoji, and told him, sure, sign me up. Well, I wasn't exactly poor at the time. I had worked all of my life, I owned my own home, and lived off my retirement and Social Security. I had taken an early retirement, mostly due to my body having some medical issues, and I was exhausted. So while I don't live off too badly, I'm not exactly wealthy. I replied to Mark with something like, sure, I want to be a millionaire and I'll be Terry Crews' new wife. Mark jumped into my messenger and asked me if I was really serious about making money from online investing. I kind of laughed it off at first, before having a peek at his profile. It was a basic profile, a few pictures of him, or who I thought was him. Pictures of people holding checks and cash saying they've made the Bitcoin investment of a lifetime thanks to Mark. There were lots of people writing on his page saying that they made money, some thanking him for saving them from financial ruin, and all sorts of testimonials. I asked Mark, what exactly do you do? He started to message me and went into great detail of how he does Bitcoin mining and investments in different companies, Forex trading, and secret investing in unknown companies. Now, admittingly, I knew absolutely nothing about online investments or Bitcoin. I knew Bitcoin was some kind of online currency, but that's kind of where my knowledge ended. Mark explained he mines for Bitcoin and does trading and selling and investing in various Forex trading, world currency, and things honestly I knew nothing about. I was way in over my head, but I still listened. He told me he has a website where investment clients sign up for a Bitcoin or other account, trading accounts. They then give him the password and their login information, and he works as their online agent. He said for as little as $25 I could make thousands. Now, I've never been one to believe in these things, but it intrigued me, and in all honesty, I wanted to be hip and modern. I had even heard my grandson talking about Bitcoin mining one time, and I felt that maybe this would launch me into the new era. I asked Mark what I had to do to invest. He told me I would have to open an online bank account with Bank of America, deposit a minimum of $25 into the account, and then turn him over the password and login details. Then, open myself a Cash App online account using my Bank of America details and link it to the Cash App, as well as in the future open a Coinbase account. Well, he told me Cash App was an online currency trading site where I could see my money being made in real time. It all seemed so complicated to me, but I wanted to give this a try. I was a bit unsure though, and he reassured me by giving me a link to his website which showed all his investments, his money-making skill, and testimonials from these so-called clients. It all looked so real. He even asked me to download WhatsApp so we could talk further details. So, I told him I would work and download the WhatsApp tonight. Mark texted me from a California phone number which I had WhatsApp downloaded. He matched me up where he said he was from. And where his website said was the same phone number. Everything matched up right out of Los Angeles, California. We chatted more and more, and he went into great detail, telling me he had helped an 80-year-old woman pay for her cancer treatments with just a $25 investment in his so-called company. I dreamed of a nest egg more than I have lived on. I wanted to take vacations, go places, make some repairs to my house. So, that night, I opened a Bank of America online account, including requesting a debit card to be mailed to me, which I would use to link to my Cash App account once I would open it. I told Mark it would take 14 days, sometimes 16 or more, to get my debit card, and he said that was fine. I had opened the Bank of America account with $100 and left it in there. During the wait period for my debit card to arrive, Mark talked to me in daily on WhatsApp, telling me he was so excited to be my new investment agent, he would build an online portfolio which contained my dreams, so I would have to list everything I wanted to do with my newfound wealth. A Hawaii vacation, a new roof on my house, a list of things I wanted, even silly things like some new shoes and some repairs on my car. All the things I would be doing once I made this money. He spent this time showing me people who were making money. Photos of men and women smiling with cash, checks, and new items they had bought thanks to Mark's rewarding knowledge of trading. Honestly, I felt special, like I was on this secret group of money-making power people. As silly as it sounds, he was very convincing, and I believed it and ate up every word, photo, and promise. Almost 2 weeks went by and my debit card had finally arrived. I linked the card to my new Cash App account. Mark told me what username to make, as Cash App requires you to have a username as your handle, much like when you used to chat online and had a nickname. My Cash App account has since been closed, but let's just say my handle was a military-based handle. He said this because it would be easier to do trading and investments overseas, and I was going to be investing in military products and equipment for various military use around the world. Basically, he told me I would be investing in an online military gear production and a so-called company that makes military gear for war and other countries. He said the investment was hot and that he would also mine bitcoins for me in the future. He said the military company was in Saudi Arabia, and my $25 investment would net me lots of money. He then asked if I wanted to invest the entire $100 that he saw in my account, or just the 25. I told him, yeah, let's do this. I was so excited. I gave him the password, of course, to my Bank of America online account. I signed up for the Cash App, gave him the password to that, and signed up with the username he told me. He also had me sign up for a Coinbase account and had me give him all of my details for that account, including the password. I trusted him like a real broker, like an investment broker like you see on TV. He then started my nightmare. But at first, it was like a dream come true. The first week, I heard nothing. He told me that due to privacy, he changed my passwords to all my accounts, as I had given him permission to access as his so-called agent. He had access to the account, but I was able to watch the chat app as it was downloaded on my phone. One day, I got a notification from Cash App on my phone that there was a $1,500 deposit. When I asked Mark about this, he said it was a return on my military investment of $25, and the rest of the investment of the other $75 was coming soon. It was from someone with a military company themed nickname on Cash App like myself. I was ecstatic. I didn't know any better. I was shocked. I was doing all this and making money. I asked him if I can cash out the money, and he told me to go ahead and cash out on the app, and the money would go directly into my Bank of America account. So I did it. Mark then showed me the $1,500 in the account. He told me the money could be withdrawn, but he needed to take his percent, which was 25% of the money. I then could cash out the money or reinvest it. I was so excited I told him go ahead and take his percentage and then reinvest whatever's left. He did so into another business, a oil investment company. Same thing happened 2 weeks later. I received 5 notifications via Cash App of various amounts being deposited into my Cash App from different people. Some male names, some female. One company called Chevron's Gas Investment. That was the Cash App username. Time moved forward, another week went by. Mark showed me I had made over $4,000 in my bank account. He would send me statements. He would screenshot them and send them to me. I asked him if I can take out some of that money, and he told me, go ahead, and he would take it out for me and wire me some of the cash and ask me how much did I want. I told him I'd like $1,000 so I can buy a few things I needed. Remember, he had control. So, one day after I requested the money, he told me $1,000 was waiting for me at a Walmart to Walmart transfer, and a woman named Megan had sent it, who works as his secretary for his investment company. I picked up the money without a problem. Megan lived in Florida, which I thought was strange because his company was in California. This kept going on for a while. I wanted to build a nest egg, so I never asked Mark for the money. I told him, reinvest, save half of it, invest half, make me some more money. Week after week, I got updates and photos of my account and my money. $4,000 to $5,000 every couple weeks until he showed my balance at $45,000. I was ecstatic. I had savings. I was doing something successful. Mark made me swear not to tell others, as he only selected certain people to allow them to invest. I felt like I was in some kind of secret club. He added my photo to his success storyboard on his website. I started getting random messages on Facebook from others who claimed they had made millions from Mark. Finally, a stranger messaged me and asked if I was asked to make the big investment yet. And I had no idea what this person was talking about, so I asked Mark. Mark acted weird and said it was a secret, but since a partner had let me in and let me know about it, he would tell me. He had a big investment he wanted to make with a company called Royal Gas and Pipeline. He said it was a company building pipelines in India. If I was able to invest $100,000, I could flip my earnings into an easy million. Whoa. I told Mark that's a lot of money. And he said each investor has to give $100,000. There's a limited investment space, but if I did, I could easily become a millionaire very soon. My head was spinning, and he put pressure on me to invest right away. I had 10 days to decide. I told him, take the $45,000 that's in my bank account and I'll try to get the loan for the rest. He told me, but due to conflict, I couldn't invest the $45,000 that was in my account. I would have to invest money separate from my savings. I was upset by this, but at the same time so greedy and tempted by all my earnings. I'd already made $45,000 from him, and he was trustworthy. I could make a million. I didn't want to miss out. So, I asked him if I could have more time. I wanted to invest, but I had to get a loan for the $100,000. He told me he would put in a special request and he would invest his own $100,000 on my behalf, but I had to get the money and pay him back within 30 days. I was thrilled and I agreed to it. Mark, 2 days later, gave me a certificate and a login to an online investment site which had my name on it showing my investment. He told me he took out his own money and I had to make sure I got that money back that I owed him. I applied for a loan against my house, and it took a few weeks to get the money, and eventually I had the money wired into my Bank of America account. I told Mark, and he took the 100K out. After all, I owed him that money, right? He told me I would have to turn around on my investment within 60 days. Man, in 60 days I could pay off my loan and still be nearly a millionaire. This was amazing. I didn't hear from Mark for a few days. I asked him what's going on, and I received a reply saying Mark was overseas on business and this was his secretary Megan answering messages and he would be with me soon. Another week went by, and then I started to message again. This time I was met with a so-called secretary, Megan, telling me Mark was killed in a site accident and a pipeline explosion on the job. I replied with what? I was frantic. What happened? I was upset and sad and scared. Then after a few days of me sending messages, his profile on Facebook was gone and his website was no longer working. I Google searched all over for this accident. Nothing. He told me the pipeline was being built in India, but there was no news anywhere online about an accident or explosion. I even contacted the embassy in India and in the USA telling them what happened. They couldn't give me any information, but they could confirm that there was no Americans killed in any pipeline explosion and no reported explosions in India where he said he was at. I was unable to log into my Bank of America account, as he had the password. So I went to Bank of America directly and talked with the bank manager explaining what had happened. She was able to freeze the account and reset the password information. The account was empty, and she showed me the transactions. There were hundreds of transactions, deposits from people all over the world, including Singapore, Japan, the USA, the UK, Australia, and Brazil. Various people And each one I asked if I knew this person, and I told the bank manager no, I had no idea. My account was nothing. My 100K was gone, and there was never 45,000 in the account. He had made a fake bank statement, as the bank manager showed me what online statements look like, and we compared them to the real statement I got from the bank and from Mark, and they were both different. His were fake. She said it looks like he used my account to filter money from different victims in online scams. She said this is often happening with online accounts that are opened and when strangers take your password or you give your password to strangers. I didn't know what to do. The money was gone. I was not only broke, but my account was suspected to be used in fraud. The account was closed, my credit ruined, and I'm unable to open a bank account with Bank of America for 2 years due to fraud activity. The 100K investment? I'm now forced to pay the bank back or risk losing my home. It'll take me many years to repay. After all this happened, I closed my Cash App, contacted Coinbase to try and close that account, which took quite a bit to do so. The Coinbase account, I had used my social security number and personal information to open it. Apparently money had been traded on there as well. I had to file not only a police report, a report with IC3, the FBI report, and I put a freeze on my credit this year. But after this had happened, and it was tax time, I received an income 1099 form that I had to fill out with the IRS to pay taxes on money. Money I never earned, but it was money that they say I earned via Coinbase trading. I've never seen the money, touched it, or had anything to do with it. I have to contact the IRS to try and get this straightened out. Since this scam, I've been contacted by tons of businessmen profiles offering to invest money, and one man pretending to be the FBI and one pretending to be a Bank of America manager saying they can try and get my money back for me for a small investment and if I would open a new account with a new password. It's been a nightmare, and my retirement years are spent working to pay back this loan. A hard and devastating lesson because I was greedy and wanted to make money. I hope to never fall for a scam again, coming from a person who said it would never happen to them in the first place. Thanks for listening. And we'd like to thank this lady for telling her story. We're getting more and more victims of Forex trading, Bitcoin, and investment scams. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Thank you for sharing your story. If you'd like to share your story with us and have me narrate it on the channel, you can find us on Facebook under Scamming Scammers Action, or you can email us at scammingscammers@gmail.com. We're happy to take a look, verify your story, and then post it on our next video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.